Howdy, y'all. I want to go ahead and say that I feel in my heart something to just share with y'all. And that is one of my favorite stories in the Bible is when Jesus went to heal a blind man, that his disciples asked him who sinned, him or his parents. And I said neither. And used that in an amazing way to just heal a blind man as quite the testimony. And that's been one of my favorite ones. And when the blind man, how he was taken before the Pharisees, and they didn't want to believe that Jesus healed this man. They even went to had someone go get his parents, and they recognized our son, and they're like, well, yeah, we know he was born blind, but how he can now see, ask him. And because he told them the truth, they just refused to accept that. But now, one of my favorite things about the story, I think it's just like really, really cool testimony. This guy who was, how he received sight, and he received Jesus, how he became a follower of Jesus from after what he experienced. Even he was rejected for following Jesus. But now, I think it's amazing. And even all his disciples were present to see this happen. There's people that are present to see that happen, to witness the blind receiving sight. Now, there's only one of the miracles, of course, that Jesus did. Also, I think, the way I see it as really amazing to get to witness a miracle in person. There was this Bible study I've attended for a while. I don't know, I'll say for a season, but for years. And when these group of women for a Bible study meeting together, and God put it in my heart because my mother and I both attended. I believe I attended since I was a teenager, and until around time as a young adult, and went with my mother to this Bible study group, and it was put on my mother's heart. God put it in my mother's heart to be praying over the women, and we would be praying for them. And we didn't know this, but this one lady that came there, how even this one woman had asked for prayer over her eyes, prayed for her eyes, and this other woman, we didn't know it, but she was blind. She said in one of her eyes, we did not know this, and she received sight. We prayed. I was like praying for those who to receive 20/20 vision, and this lady, like I said, next to her, if she received 20/20 sight, because even though she was blind in one eye, God opened her blind eye so that she could see. And she was telling people after it was prayed over eyes. I don't remember for sure if it was really just this lady or if it was just someone else in the room, but I asked for prayer for to receive 20/20 vision. My mother prayed, we laid hands. This one lady, both of them actually received 20/20, just to be clear on that. But we didn't know she was blind in one eye, but the moment she received sight in that eye, she started shouting, I can see. I don't think all y'all know this, but I was blind in this one eye, and since you prayed about 20/20, having 20/20 vision, I can see. And so that there was a testimony. Got to witness someone who was blind and then could see, even if it was just one eye. But nevertheless, that is a miracle, to be able to see. It's also, from my understanding, where that expression comes from of, I see, says the blind man. I don't know if anyone watching this has ever heard that expression, but this turns out a biblical expression because the man who receives sight says, I know this, I was blind and now I see. So it's amazing testimony, and I've even witnessed someone who has received sight. I know God is the God of miracles, and I feel in my heart to share this testimony because I want it to be, and I know God is serious, okay, this to be sharing this testimony as an encouragement, word of encouragement. God still performs miracles, not just from what we read in the Bible, but even here today. Miracles happen. People say miracles happen every day. Now, some people are just like, what miracles? And these miracles happen every day. Well, another example is breathing. Be able to be alive and breathing is a miracle. And without God, we would not exist. We humans were created in His image, and He breathed life into us. How He even said in Genesis how God breathed life into man, and man became a living soul. So, we're breathing, we're living because of God. We are living miracles. And I have seen and can testify of miracles. Give another example. There's this one church that my family and I attended for a season. And there's this man who would come in with a cane, with the walker. And he had trouble walking, didn't know what the cause was, never really asked. I don't know why, I never thought to even ask. But this pastor of this church wanted to make a point about praying for someone, and not to mention the importance of praying, believing by faith, what you pray over a person. Not only do you have to pray believing, but that person's also got to believe in the way that they receive that healing. He sees the man with the cane without, it was a cane. I think it was like sometimes a cane, sometimes a walker. That's why I say cane or walker. But anyway, he'd go over him. He asked what the problem was of why he needed help walking. Why he needed those things to help walk. And a guy talked about how it had to do with his back. And so the pastor went ahead, okay, prayed, and it's like, I went ahead, like, okay, I'm praying in agreement that, for his healing, because the pastor prayed for him to be healed, that he'd be restored. And in that moment, though, because even though he was like praying and using that as an example of prayer by faith, it's not that instantly you no longer need the walker or cane anymore. Now, but you see here, God spoke to me saying, the day will come, and He's going to come in that church, and he's not going to need help walking anymore. God has spoken that to me. It was like prayer, believing for his healing. And God knows my heart, I was believing. And some time had passed. I think maybe a few months. I don't know, but at least somewhere within a few months at least. It didn't seem that long. Okay, I know time has a way of going fast, but at least let's say within a few months. Seeing that very same man who was prayed over come into the church, needing no help to walk. He was healed. He was completely restored, and he can walk. And God allowed me to see that. Now, I didn't really tell anybody that that's what God told me until afterwards. I think I at least told my family about that. But God allowed me to see that testimony. And it's awesome because I'm like, okay, a prayer person, and that's to me, it's like, okay, this is amazing. Okay, and then getting to see what God said about that person being healed, being manifest, see it come to pass. It's like, wow, okay, amazing. God is the God of miracles, not just back then, but here today as well. I can testify, I've seen miracles happen. That's allowed me to see miracles happen. I've experienced miracles of being healed myself. Like, for instance, one time, going to this event, we had a praise night, okay, and it was a retreat, a Bible study retreat, and it was a praise night. That first night we were there, and I had a sore throat, and I could not really sing too well having a sore throat. I mean, who in the world can sing having a sore throat, right? So I was like, I didn't know what to do. I'm like, I want to sing because I love singing. I love music, I really do. I love to sing and dance before God. And I'm like, but I don't want this to hear me. I think I either prayed with someone or just prayed, talking to God. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I think the sore throat is the enemy hindering me from using my voice to be praising God. So I went ahead. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to sing anyway. I'm going to sing as loud as I can despite having a sore throat. So I went ahead and confessed it, believing that God would heal me and help me to be able to just sing for His glory, for His glory. Just give God praise anyway, despite the sore throat. And while singing, okay, because I was like, I'm willing to challenge myself to sing even louder. As I sang and raised my voice, I felt the soreness of my throat leave. It was like kind of gradual, and then just leave completely. It was completely gone. No more soreness of throat, and I was able to sing. I looked up and saw what looked like a shadow of a wing going over the place. And something that I didn't know until like the next morning, and that is people were lining up with testimonies of being healed. I didn't know that many people needed healing. Honest truth. And I couldn't tell either, because the way people were praising God, it was hard to tell. People were experiencing the presence of God right then and there, being healed, me included, because the soreness of the throat just left. That's like miraculous right there. It was amazing. And how can one forget the feeling of that? It's like, wow, okay. So, a wow moment, a miracle that happened. And the kind of God that I praise and the kind of God that I worship and serve is a God who is the God of miracles, who created me, who loves me. And when I go to Him so much just for healing, He heals me. He answers my prayers. And even if it's like how some people's like, and notice that may seem like not right away, like when I mentioned the man who had trouble walking. It's like it took a little while, before it was like a little while before I saw him come into the church and seeing him completely healed. Like I said, at least within a few months. But truth of it is, God still answered the prayer and he was healed. I truly believe that when he was prayed over, he received that healing. And I don't doubt he give thanks to God for it. I know I give thanks to God that I no longer had the sore throat, so I could sing praises to Him. I'm still here because of God. Anyone who's alive today is alive because of God for sure. Everyone has their testimony. But one thing for sure is you pray, believe, receive. And it will happen. It will come to pass. Even if it's something you don't see right away, it will come to pass. There will be times where it's like, I'm not seeing it yet, and it can be hard waiting. But believe me, God is working. And He's working things out for our good. And for those of us who believe, and we pray and believe, and we see it happen. Because God does not give up on us. He is faithful. And He says something's going to happen. It's going to happen. So as for healing, it's like, all right, and you receive it, you're healed. And you are. You're healed and well, and God blesses us. And I want to, besides bringing up these testimonies, I bring them up in hopes that you feel encouraged. And God loves me, and He loves you. He created us. He loves us. And we just need to continue trusting Him, and He will work things out for our good. And I believe that's in Romans 8:28, that He works all things out for our good. For those who are called according to His purpose. I admit I like that verse. But anyway, and like I said, I hope it's really encouraging to you. And thank you for watching the video, and until next time.